Okay, well, hello everyone. Welcome to the fourth session of PhD in the Netherlands online series, where we invite Indonesian students, academicians, and researchers who are doing their PhD in the Netherlands to share their PhD experiences with us. This info session is brought to you by Nuffic Southeast Asia and Academic Transfers and hosted by me, Afwan Afwandi. Before I introduce you to our speaker, I would like to give a brief information about our organization. Well, Nuffic is a non-profit organization in the Netherlands, officially appointed to handle international cooperation in the field of education and funded by the Dutch government and the European Union. Nuffic has three regional offices. Nuffic Southeast Asia is one of them, and several project offices that designed to manage capacity development programs, scholarship programs, and knowledge collaboration projects. Well, our activities in Nuffic Southeast Asia, among others, are facilitate and knowledge through scientific research and even collaboration between the Netherlands and Southeast Asia, support internationalization of education through promotion of study in the Netherlands, manage some scholarship programs such as Orange Knowledge Program, Orange Tulip Scholarship, and joint scholarship with PDP, support outgoing mobility in Indonesia, and lastly, connect and support Netherlands knowledge community through networking events. Speaking of PhD in the Netherlands, the minimum duration is 4 years, including research and dissertation writing. PhD in the Netherlands is not regarded as a study program, and it is a serious research program and often in paid employment or contract. PhD in the Netherlands is offered by 13 research universities and usually advertised on job boards or websites such as Academic Transfers. As you can see on my slides, this is a preview of Academic Transfer website where you can find the research opportunities, research position in research universities in the Netherlands, and the general admission criteria for PhD, among others, are solid background in the theory and methods. You should have recognized master's degree and good command of English. Normally or generally, there are 3 ways to find your PhD position in the Netherlands: employed by the PhD awarding institution, with a fellowship or grant awarded by a supporting body, or with scholarship or with the sponsorship for your employer. For your information, some Dutch institutions charge fees for enrollment, supervision, and access to their facilities, including laboratories. For more information about PhD in the Netherlands, you can also visit the website of Academic Transfer at www.academictransfer.com. In collaboration with Academic Transfer, Nuffic Southeast Asia conduct the PhD recruitment this year on 7th October 2023 in Jakarta. This is an offline event. There are 8 delegates from the Dutch institution that will be attending this edition. If you are interested and would like to be involved, please visit the website, register, and create a compelling profile to impress the delegates. If you are selected, you will have a chance to have a discussion, one-on-one interview with the delegates in Jakarta. The deadline of registration expires on October 3rd, 2023, so don't miss this great opportunity. The other upcoming event on October 2023 is Week of Indonesia Netherlands Education and Research, or WINER. This is an international conference. This year's theme encompasses a multitude of collaboration and questions in fundamental and applied sciences, in natural, social, technical, and health sciences and humanities, and between academics, businesses, NGOs, and public organizations. If you would like more information, please visit the website www.winner.or.id. Also, if you have any questions or need more information, feel free to connect with us through emails or our socials. Well, our guest for today is a doctor specialized in internal medicine, kidney, and hypertension. She is also a PhD candidate at Leiden University Medical Center. In the session, she will share her journey on pursuing PhD in the Netherlands. Without further ado, please welcome Dr. Nimade Hustrini.
Okay. Thank you, Mas Afwan, for a very nice introduction. Hello, good
Hello, Dr.
afternoon.
How are you
Good
doing?
afternoon, I should say. I'm fine. Thank you. How are you?
I'm good. We are ready to hearing your presentation and have discussion later with the attendees. So please, the stage is yours.
Thank you. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, joining this session. It is such an honor for me to have this privilege to share a bit of an experience in doing my PhD program here in the Netherlands. And first thing first is the question will be, why did I choose Leiden? Well, Leiden, known as the city of science, it has such a long list of innovation and invention from various fields. Some that I knew that was the invention of what's so-called a dialyzer for a hemodialysis machine. So this is really come from my field, nephrology. It's a machine intended to the treatment of kidney failure patients. A young Dutch doctor named Dr. Willem Kolff is considered as the father of dialysis. He constructed the first dialyzer or artificial kidney in 1943. If I'm not mistaken, he's coming from LUMC. And another invention also come from the field of medicine called an electrocardiogram or ECG. The machine that records your heartbeat was built by a Dutch scientist as well, Willem Einthoven. And the Netherlands has a international reputation and being on the top list of 100 best university in the world, and even better for their medical centers, listed to the top 20 in the world. And for sure, it is completed with an inspiring location. This is Leiden, with a beautiful environment that you will not find in any other part of the world. So this is morning market every Wednesday and Saturday in Leiden. And Netherlands also known as one of the most open Western countries in the world, and has been for quite a while. Now it's the largest group of non-Dutch descent are mostly from Turkey and also Morocco, and officially more than 20% of the population is non-Dutch. And in the metropolitan areas such as Amsterdam or Rotterdam, it is more than 30% are non-Dutch. That doesn't include expatriates and also students like us. And also you will find flexibility. Yeah, so it's also one thing that you can expect when you are staying in the Netherlands. For example, the flexibility of working. Does the employee want to work fewer or more hours than is agreed in their employment contract, or do they want to adjust their working hours or working location? It is allowed here to do so. And the social life for international student in the Netherlands is vibrant and diverse. Dutch universities have a high percentage of international students, and also from Indonesia, which creates a multicultural environment. There are many opportunities to socialize and also make friends. And these figures tells us that we can do both on and off campus activities, hang out with friends, renting a boat in a canal and cruising in a sunny summer day, and also just to travel around in the city, by your bike. Well, Netherlands is the perfect place to explore by bike. The country has many cycle paths, very well integrated cycle routes, and the landscape is flat, so you will not find uphill or downhill landscape. And distances are very short, and there's lots of lots of things to do along the way. And did you know that every Dutch person has at least 2 bikes, and that cycle helmets, it's not compulsory, so you don't have to wear helmets while riding the bikes. And next question would be, how do I get to LUMC or Leiden University Medical Center? Well, in the place I work, FKUI, Faculty of Medicine of Universitas Indonesia, has a long-term collaboration with LUMC, such as collaboration in research, education, exchange students, etc. And I was so lucky to have the chance to go after the recruitment process of the PhD program. I have to run some interviews with the head of LUMC Global. Then I should write the proposal of my future PhD project. Unfortunately, I received a PhD scholarship from LUMC Global. Well, LUMC Global is a platform for international connectivity in research, education, and also care. And subsequently, I was appointed to a supervisor from LUMC, and also I have one from FKUI. And afterward, I was approved to start my PhD on September 2021 in the Department of Internal Medicine, LUMC. And currently, I'm at the end of my 2nd year. And this is LUMC, where I work as a PhD student. And this is, I think, quite a bit of important information that you should know. While writing a research proposal is not an easy task, especially when we write it in English. I'm not a native speaker. This makes it difficult to write our thought on paper. That is why as soon as I was given the opportunity to enter the pre-doctoral course at the Erasmus Training Center, ETC, I immediately enrolled in the program. So back in June, July 2021, in the middle of the pandemic, it was held online. So there are also students out of Indonesia, like if I'm not mistaken, from China, joining the course. This course is a collaborative initiative led by 3 Dutch universities, like VU Amsterdam, Leiden University, and also University of Groningen. The course is also focuses on developing skills in academic English writing, that is very important, and also academic competencies, as well as also providing training in soft skills, like how you present your works in a very good manner. And it also includes an introductory module on Dutch language, so it's very interesting, and also introduce you to Dutch culture, the academic environment, etc. And I truly recommend to anyone else who are interested in studying in the Netherlands to take the pre-doctoral course, because it is very helpful for your PhD life. And being a PhD student, it took you an average of 4 years or sometimes more to finish your PhD program. And all PhD candidates are entitled to supervision by a professor, and also have a training and supervision plan that will always supervised by your professor, and also to follow courses. So there are lots of courses that is mandatory and non-compulsory. Mandatory, like scientific conduct, and here in LUMC, and also basic biostatistics, e-brook when you do a clinical trial. And also there are free online Dutch and also more courses to study more about Dutch language and cultures. And also they have compulsory lectures like PhD introductory meetings, and also lots of training programs just to improve your skills and also knowledge. For me, I have a very good chance to do training on insertion of dialysis catheter. Maybe not all of you are common to these things, and also to collaborate with the clinical epidemiology department here at LUMC, and also to do some collaboration in research with Utrecht Medical Center. And also they will give you a good working space so that you can do your project very comfort. And this figure illustrates the road to your PhD. At the start of your PhD at LUMC, you will be registered in the research management system of the graduate school and officially accepted as PhD student by the dean. And then you will make a training and guidance plan with your supervisor and start building your portfolio. And progress meeting with your supervisors are part of the process. In our group, we do it every week. So by the end of the week, so like in 1 hour, every Friday, we will do this meeting to see the progress of each PhD student. And throughout your PhD, you will attend several mandatory courses and also lectures, as I already mentioned. And at the end of your PhD track, you will finalize your academic formalities and defend your thesis before a committee of experts. So in LUMC, it is mandatory to have a minimum of 4 publications at Q1 journals. So you will collect and summarize your publication in 1 book of thesis. And this is a peek into my project. So I'm a nephrologist, a kidney doctor. So my main project is entitled Screening and Prevention of Chronic Kidney Disease in Indonesia. So I have this trajectory, maybe as an example for you. So I have 5 different sub-projects from this big project. Mainly, I do my project in Indonesia, and only 1 part of it started in the Netherlands in multi-center. And so far, I have published 2 papers. And so you can see the first year of my PhD and the second year of the PhD. And I tried to list the things to prepare for you to study in the Netherlands. First thing first is to prepare your visa or resident permits, whether you stay less or more than 90 days. And as Indonesia grouping as all other nationalities, so you will need to prepare. And in the Netherlands, most universities do not have their own dormitories, and also students generally arrange their own accommodation, including at LUMC. In general, students are expected to arrange our own housing. I was lucky to have Indonesian community to get contact with, and I stayed in one of their houses. And for international students, like the university reserves a very limited number of rooms each year for early applicants. So the number of housing application always exceed the number of reserved rooms. So it is strongly recommended that prospective students will explore alternative ways, as what I did, like trying to communicate with Indonesian people here and to find accommodation before arriving in the Netherlands. And also, before arrival in the Netherlands, it is important to take out an appropriate health and liability healthcare insurance. And you are also advised to register to a local doctor, so a house doctor, as soon as possible. And other preparation include Dutch bank account, a town hall registration. They will take your biometric data, and other study preparation, including your university ID card. The department secretary will help you. They are very helpful here. And you should prepare for enrolling for courses and learn a little Dutch. So what are you waiting for? Be prepared and dive into the Dutch culture. And you will never know until you experience yourself. That's all from me. Thank you for your kind attention. I will give it back to Mas Afwan. Thank you.
Thank you, Mbak Made. What a interesting presentation from you.
Thank you.
So, how do you enjoy Netherlands by far?
Well, so far it's so cold now. uh, we have to enjoy it because now it's like raining every day, and you have to always go with your bike, although it's raining, because well, that is the cheapest way to go around and also the quickest way. But I enjoy it because we have a very good atmosphere, academic atmosphere to just do your project like that.
Okay. As we promised to our participants, we are going to answer the questions on the chat box or the Q&A sections. So our first question is coming from Christina Silalahi. Does Leiden University has PhD program for social sciences?
Yeah, I think they have. I'm pretty sure that they have the Faculty of Science, Social Science, and there are also some PhD students working in the field of social sciences.
Okay, thank you, Mbak Mada. I hope this answered the questions from Christina. And then the second one is coming from Muhammad Atoyillah. Is there any maximum age applied to scholarship in the Netherlands, or maybe for the PhD in this case?
In my knowledge, I don't think there is a maximum age to apply to your scholarship. Well, I think it's depend on what is the funding you use. Like LPDP, they have a certain age limitation. I think 40 or 41 years. But if the funding coming from the Netherlands, I don't think there is a limitation on age.
Thank you, Mbak. Maybe this is a question, how does to get a PhD position? But before answering the next question, I would like to know, well, some people say that it is quite difficult to find the supervisor or maybe the scholarship. How was it like for you when you decided to pursue your PhD?
Well, it's not that difficult for me, fortunately. So I was in contact with a PhD student, former PhD student here in LUMC, and then he said that there will be a chance to get involved with the LUMC Global as they looking for a PhD candidates, and then as soon as that I just registered to this program, and then they gather us to do some interviews with the head of LUMC Global, and then afterwards I was then have to write my proposal, project proposal, like maybe two pages. And then now, because I'm interested in the nephrology field and in certain topic of nephrology, like chronic kidney disease, then I was appointed a supervisor from internal medicine, from the nephrology, that is willing to supervise me as the supervisor. So yeah, the LUMC Global had appointed a supervisor for me. And from Indonesia side, from FKUI, so I came to a professor, and then to see whether he is willing to supervise me during the 4 years. Yeah.
Wow,
That's my story.
like you.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, but the next question, she or she asking, have you encountered any challenges with your supervisor? And how many publications have you produced during your PhD program?
Okay, thank you. for the question. I think this is from Miss Sally Genta. I know her. She's from ATC, I think. And well, any challenges with the supervisor? Like I just mentioned that I was so lucky. I have a very nice, very smart and very kind-hearted supervisor. Not many students have this opportunity. Well, he will always ask you for your progress. That's for sure, and he will always, make a conclusion, advise, and suggest. So it's not always perfect what you have done, and that's what he is meant for this job, and that is the challenge to fulfill what he think that is perfect. But the other thing is he will, support you in every aspect of your project. Like first thing is the funding. He will try to, put you to a grant. There's a opportunity to for you to submit your proposal to this grant and this, and he has a very various link to submit this grants. And also when you do your courses, like it's not a free course, then the department will always have the funding for you to do the courses so far. And also the training, it's also comes from him. I say to him that I'm interested in this field. Can you get me some, if you know someone in this hospital to teach me this skill and everything that you want to know, and he will contact you to someone that you need to, and arrange the training.
Okay, thank you, Mbak. Before we go further with the other questions, I'm just wondering, in your opinion, what are the major differences that you found between doing masters and PhD in the Netherlands?
I did my specialist. Maybe that's considered as master in Indonesia. So I did it in Jakarta, in UI. So well, it's very different. In the Netherlands, the master, well, you can right away go to your master program, but also they don't pay you, so you don't get any salary for your master program in the Netherlands. But you can quickly just pursue your career after you finish your bachelor degree, comes to your master, and then also you can jump continuing to the PhD. For the medical specialists in the Netherlands is they pay an amount of salary that is quite good. And also as a PhD student in the Netherlands, if you are a Dutch, then they will pay you an amount of salary per month. Yeah.
Thank you. And then the next question from Gea de Silva. Does Leiden University has PhD program for endocrine metabolic diabetes?
Yeah, so thank you. Maybe you meaning Leiden University is the big university, and LUMC is the medical center for Leiden University. So you will come eventually to LUMC if you're pursuing a medical career, and endocrine metabolic and diabetes is in the internal medicine department of LUMC. So there are many international students that I know pursuing their PhD career in this endocrine metabolic diabetes department. So yeah, you can have the chance to apply to LMC. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. I hope that answers the question from Gia da Silva. The next question from Wisma Ekayanti. I think you already mentioned this. Do you need to write a proposal to get the fellowship grant from LUMC? Yeah.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
We have to had a proposal for our trajectory PhD just to illustrate the trajectory that we want to do in our 4 years. So from your proposal, like what I mentioned, so I'm doing a screening and prevention of CKD in Indonesia. So that from that perspective, you will able to have a minimum 4 publications, something like that.
Okay, interesting. And the next question is from Ryan Herardi. I want to ask about the LUMC PhD program. Is the 4-year PhD program done in full in the Netherlands, or we can do research by taking samples in Indonesia?
Yeah.
It's really interesting.
Thank you. Hello, Rian. I know him. How are you? We have during the 4 years, if you are funded by the LUMC Global, so far they only give you scholarship for a sandwich program, as I do. So I have during the 4-year periods, I have a minimum of 18 months staying in the Netherlands cumulatively during 4 years. So my main project is done in Indonesia. So I took samples, etc., from Indonesia in Jakarta mainly, and then after collecting samples, I will go back to Netherlands to analyze the data, discussing further with my supervisor, and etc. But it's different when you are funded by LPDP, I guess. Yeah, LPDP only grant for full year for 4 full years in the Netherlands, I think. Yeah, but maybe some LPDP students also, held their research back in Indo. So you should have some, information regarding this. Yeah, I think, but it's doable. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Mbak. Mbak Made, do you speak Dutch? Do you speak any Dutch?
Just to see what's going on in the supermarket. Yes, I can understand.
Okay, because we have a question from Anggun Gunawan. She asked, how about Dutch proficiency level that we have to obtain if we want to study in the Netherlands? Because as I understand that most of the programs in the Netherlands, they are delivered in English, right?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, so you don't need to have a certificate for a Dutch language, because everybody will understand that if they see my face and they switch the conversation into English, and then when there is a presentation, like a clinical meeting, etc., that we join the meeting, then they instantly just change it into English. So most of Dutch people that I know, they speak English very fluent. They're just like a native speaker for me in my ear. And yeah, you don't need to have a Dutch proficiency level in certain levels. And also, but if you want to marry a Dutch, that is a different thing. You have to learn the language and you have to learn the culture as well. So yeah, just to survive, yeah, you can learn some vocabularies here. But if you're trying to communicate, it's for me, it's quite a difficult language. Yeah.
What about the literatures? Are they mostly in English or maybe or Dutch?
Well, I always, come into English literature, because there are also lots of literature you can find in the Leiden University library. At LUMC, they also have library, and that you can also have a pass to go in and then borrow some books. And they also have lots of literatures in English, yeah. So you don't have to worry about that.
Okay. Still another question from Anggun Gunawan. If we want to bring family, how about the housing?
Well, Mbak Anggun, this is a very hard question. I cannot help you because, housing is very difficult to find, even for a Dutch people. Because if you want to do this study next year, so you have to apply for, let's say in Leiden University, they have housing for students. So you have to be in their list, and you have to mention the date of your arrival. So you have the like they put you on a rank. So when you will go closer, you will come in immediate. So they will give you a better rank, something like that. Yeah, but it's not always a guarantee. Yeah, you have to know some friends here. Is to introduce you to some people who rented their rooms, something like that. Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Bamada. Our next question is coming from Lai. Hello, Dr. Nimada. How do you suggest get a scholarship before finding the supervisor or vice versa?
Well, it actually can come in a simultaneous way. So whether you have your research proposal and then the supervisor agreeing and then give you an LOA, letter of agreement, then you can apply for the grant, or the grant, or well, actually that way is I think better, because you receive an LOA and then you will find the grant. But in my case, LOMC come first, and then I have a few discussion with my supervisor until he gave the LOA. Yeah.
Okay. If someone is an independent researcher, she or he has no company or department or affiliations, is it possible for them, for master graduate, apply PhD vacancies in the Netherlands?
Yeah, sure, of course. We have one from FKUI. Well, he's not affiliated to any of public institution. And then he finally can get LPDP scholarship, and then do his PhD program here independently. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Mbak. We have a question from anonymous attendee. Do you have any suggestion for students with a physical disability using wheelchair on what to do to get accessible mobility in the Netherlands?
And what to do of what? Sorry.
What to do to get accessible mobility in the Netherlands?
Well, I think it's different situation from what we have in Indonesia. They have a very good environment for the invalid people, so you don't have to worry. Well, they might not be able to cycle, but yeah, the public transport, the transfer arrangement, etc., is always available everywhere. Yeah.
Okay, I hope that answers the question. Another question is from Hannah SZ. If I'm not mistaken, a medical doctor from Indonesia is allowed to take the PhD program directly without having a master's degree. Is there any requirement for the PhD program, such as having an international publication before applying for a PhD?
Oh, yeah. So we can pursue directly after a bachelor program for a PhD student in the Netherlands, and then You don't have to have an international publication before you apply for a PhD. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Mbak. We don't have any question from the chat box. Oh, we still have another one from Gusti. Do you have any tips to approach the supervisor so they interested to supervise us, especially when we don't have Scopus publication? Or also, maybe I also have a question. Is it possible for us to reach them through emails or any social event? How do you think about it?
Well, for me, I think it's better if someone introduce you to a supervisor. That will be very nice, and the chances are greater to get their attention. As before this LUMC Global opportunity comes towards me, so I have been applied to Amsterdam University and tried to contact this professor myself by email, and he didn't even reply to me. Well, Dutch people, as I understand that, they, they are very interested in people who reflect that they have a very strong intention. So when they did not reply to your email for the first time, keep doing it.
Okay.
So this is my second email. I'm writing to you for my application for a PhD, and this is my project. So you need to try harder, and that's what they're like. So, but it is more opportunity if you have someone to be in contact with before you reach a supervisor. Yeah.
Okay. Another question from Witri Elvianti. Is finding a job for the spouse of PhD student to earn money easy?
Well, so this is, from what I understand, that you will bring your spouse to the Netherlands and then try to get a job opportunity. Well, it's not always hard to get a job here, but well, he can apply maybe before he came to the Netherlands to see whether there is an opportunity to in that certain field. And also, if there are no fields are open, so you can just try, do some, some jobs in the restaurant, or yeah, many other things like the Uber food and everything that you can try. But to settle in a real job, that you need to arrange, I think, from Indonesia, yeah, before you come into Netherlands.
Okay, Mbak Made, I have a question. What are the most challenging things that you encounter or your experience when you're doing your PhD in the Netherlands by far in your second year? Could you tell us a bit?
Thank you. I have a very most difficult things is when I try to write the paper. So it is very different when we submitted the paper to international journal. They will, oh, your English is so not good. You have to have a native speaker to, correct your grammar and everything. Yeah, so you have to practice how to write in academic English well. And then, yeah, for my second publications, I already get used to how to, like starting the sentence and everything, how to catch up how to connect with the readers, etc. So I still learn how to do it, but I think that is the most difficult part. And also, I'm not a biostatistician. So in analyzing the data, using a certain software, a statistics software, it's still a challenge. Although you still can have a help here they can connect you to a statistic department or clinical epidemiology department that we are always willing to help you.
Okay. You mentioned about maybe the grammar and things. For the PhD students in the Netherlands, do you need to prepare a particular English test result, the standard for the English test?
Yeah, they need to have the IELTS proficiency test for a level of 7.
Okay.
So so the basic thing you need that you have to be able to speak and to write in English. That is, I think, the basic needs you should accomplish before you go to the Netherlands. So when you cannot, you are unable to speak in English or write in English, so I think it will be harder. Yeah.
Yeah. So what if the results doesn't reach 7 or maybe 6.5? Is it possible or?
7. They need a minimum of 7.
Okay, yeah, 7.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mbak. The next question is from Wismi Ekayanti. Is there any projects currently ongoing in LUMC for students with biomedical background that open an employment? I know that maybe students from biomedical background has quite a collaboration with those in medical field. Thank you.
Well, unfortunately, I'm in a group of most of the students are from the biomedical background. So now they are currently doing the diabetic kidney disease basic research. So they're trying to do some project with a different protein to see the response to the progression of the disease, etc. And also from the biomedical perspective, they also have another group with a project of also an acute kidney injury to see the renin response to regenerate the kidney cells. So it's quite a very advanced science that I was not able to follow the process. Yeah. But here, if you want to learn about biomedical advances, I think this is the right place to learn. Yeah.
Thank you, Mbak Made. We have a question from Ida Ayu. Dr. Made, do you have any information about scholarship from the Netherlands which include family accommodation too?
Well, good question. LPDP offers you scholarship, better payment when you come with your family. I think maybe, I don't know how many percentage they increase the reimbursement, the money once you have your family come to the Netherlands. Some people, like when they started the first year of their PhD, they will come alone and to see whether they can get a better accommodation. Maybe at the first few months, they're staying in a room with an Indonesian family, and then they applied for an apartment that is designed for the whole family to come. And then, yeah, it is possible. Yeah, but it's not easy. I think anywhere in the world, yeah, housing is always a challenge. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Mbak Made. We have no question on the chat box on the Q&A session. Well, no fixed studies Asia and no academic transfer, as I mentioned before, will conduct PhD recruitment next month, 7 October 2023. And I hope some of these participants also join the event. And if the supervisor are interested, this participant will be invited for interview session. Do you have any tips or suggestion for the attendees how to impress the delegate or the supervisor?
Well, in my opinion, you don't have to have a very long list of portfolio to be your background, but as long as you have an interesting project in your mind that you can come up with, and you can do a doable project in the terms of 4 years, that will be interested to be a discussion with your supervisors, candidate supervisor. Yeah, so I think you have to be prepared on what field you are interested in, and then what is the research, what is the project to come with this particular field. So, and that maybe they are also interested in research that involving Indonesia. Yeah, we have a very different, very unique cultural and also genetic background that will always interested Dutch people to, to be involved, to be, to collaborate in a research and then give their opinion. So different between West and Eastern is always fascinate them. So yeah, I try to look for this interesting field. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Mamada. Living in the Netherlands, what are you enjoying the most? Living and doing PhD in the Netherlands. Maybe you already mentioned a brief in your presentation, but we would like to hear more.
Well, what I like most, I like that the city in Leiden is a very perfect place to live. I'm not talking about the weather, but they have a very friendly environment, very complex public services, transport, etc. And also children, if you have children, they can play safely. And also when you work, you have the atmosphere you need to work. Like in Indonesia, I believe that some of you will, struggle with your other works. Like me as a lecturer and also a clinician, I have to do that part of the job when I do my PhD project in Indonesia. So I don't get like 100% focus, but here I can do like only my PhD project. So that is a benefit for me that I feel. And yeah, in the Netherlands, I do not really enjoy the food. It's so bland. But you can always, have a very satisfying Indonesian food, because Dutch people are very, very obsessed to Indonesian taste. So they have lots of spices here in the Oriental shop, toko Cina, or everywhere. They have these spices, so you can have a very good Indonesian food if you cook by yourself. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. We still don't have any question yet. Do you have any final advice or suggestion for our attendees if they plan to pursue their PhD in the Netherlands in the coming years?
Yeah, just first thing is you have to believe in yourself that you can do this. Everyone can, so do you. And second thing is you have to prepare yourself, your English skill, and also the future project. Yeah, that is I think the main things that you have to prepare other than the other stuff that I mentioned earlier. But you have to have a strong will. Yeah, it's not just moving to the Netherlands and do your PhD and then go back to Indonesia, collect the samples and everything. But there's a sacrifice there. We have to leave our family, our children. So it's not so easy. We have to leave some, good job in Indonesia to do this. So you have to have a strong will. Yeah, it's for your future and also future of our family as well. So yeah, I think that's my suggestion. Yeah.
Okay. Participants, is there any question left or before I close the session? We've been discussing for about 1 hour. I think it's about time to wrap up. Anyone? Okay, so thank you again, Dr. Made, for answering all those questions and for the great presentation. It was really impressive, and it was a pleasure to have you with us.
You are welcome. This is my privilege to be
Hope
in
this is
this.
not the first and the last time.
Yeah, hopefully.
Okay, thank you, Bamade. So this concludes our session. Our next online session is on Monday, September 25th, 2023 with another interesting guest. Thank you all for your attending. We hope you have learned and enjoyed this session, and don't forget to join PhD recruitment this year. See ya.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye, Mas Afwan, everyone.